Phil Heath, and Brandon Curry. And in my personal opinion, now this is just my opinion, Phil Heath is going to be third. I don't think he's going to be second or first. No, I think his stomach looked worse than last year. And that's gonna be the biggest issue. And also, he wasn't super conditioned. It wasn't Phil Heath's sharpness that he was always very much known for. No, he didn't have that. He looked a little bit softer, and the biggest issue, of course, was the stomach. Now, if his stomach was fine, I could probably say that he would win it, but the stomach was just horrible. Much worse than last time, actually. Yeah, believe it or not, it was worse. Now, Brandon looked really good, and I think he beat Phil Heath, I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, the legs, he wasn't as good as Phil, especially in the front part of the legs, the quads. Phil annihilated him right there. The glutes, actually, maybe Phil's glutes were a bit sharper, but Brandon actually had more separation. The upper body, because of the stomach, yeah, Brandon just looked much, much better. From behind, it was actually pretty close between those two guys. Now, Big Ramy pretty much beat both of these guys in all the poses, I would say, but the back poses. So his lower lats are not dry enough. He holds a bit of water there, and he doesn't have the development as well. Take a look at the lower lats on Phil and on Brandon, and you will see the difference between those guys and Big Ramy. As far as the glutes, Big Ramy is actually holding his own. He's not bad at all. What Big Ramy has is size advantage on both of those guys. He's complete. He has the symmetry, right? So here you can see once again, it's not a bad pose for Ramy, but both of these guys are better as far as the back, but lower body, they're all close, I guess. I mean, Big Ramy's glutes are not that shredded, but he has the size of the quads, and glutes are also pretty lean. Side poses, I had Ramy winning all of those, and I also have Brandon looking amazing. And Phil Heath is good in those poses, but his stomach is visible from those poses. From the back poses, you cannot really see it. Yeah, his waist looks bigger from behind as well, but in those side poses, Phil cannot hide his stomach, and Brandon just looks really impressive. And also, Brandon is hiding his lack of mass in the legs in the side poses. His legs look just as good just as good as Phil's from the side poses. Now, abs and thighs, horrible pose for Phil. He looked really bad in that one. Brandon looked good, and Big Ramy looked probably the best here. The other three guys, Hadi looked amazing. Yeah, he brought it. He wasn't off. Oh yeah, look at the cramp on Hadi's stomach. So yeah, he was on. He wasn't off, but he wasn't exactly super on. He wasn't exactly super full and shredded. Bonek brought it. Yeah, he's also pretty good, but not as good as these three guys. And as you can see, Akeem somehow popped in that top 6. He was able to beat guys like Dexter Jackson, guys, Ian Valliere as well, and Hunter Labrada. So I guess we can say that Akeem is becoming a top-tier bodybuilder, cracking the top 6 of the Mr. Olympia in such a stacked lineup. Wow, what an achievement. This was the second call-out, but Akeem somehow managed to prevail and actually crack the top 6. Here you can see Justin Rodriguez, Hunter Labrada, Ian Valliere, and Dexter Jackson. And based on the call-outs, the way the judges were moving them, Ian and Hunter actually seems to be better than Dexter. Yep. And I think Justin is not better than Dexter, but it can actually happen. And this is the third call-out. Juan Morel, I think, is the last place here. There's also Anton Valiant, Max Charles, the Korean guy, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce it, sorry. Lucas Osladil and Regan Grimes. So this is the last call out. I think Lucas is the best here, and the Korean guy actually blew me away as well. Yeah, his upper body, lower body, not good. And Max also had a fullness, crazy fullness. So that was the third call out. So then they went back to the top guys, and they really made it hard for us to get what is going on here, and that's why this Mr. Olympia is exciting, so exciting, because we have no idea what's going on. I really love the way Big Ramy is doing this front double bicep with his abs not flexed for a change. I love it. It makes his V-taper look more, freakier, better for sure. Here you can see why you feel I don't think is winning. As the stomach, yeah, I was really thinking he fixed it, but he didn't. Bonek, that's your usual Bonek, and it's just not big enough. He's short. He doesn't have the frame to beat the other three guys because Big Ramy is on, and the other guys are their usual package. So Brandon and Phil. Brandon looked amazing. I expected actually for Phil to kind of destroy Brandon. I wasn't really sure about it, but I thought he's gonna beat him easily. Yeah, that's what I expected, because I thought Phil wouldn't be coming back unless he looked much better than anybody else. But I was wrong. So Phil, I wasn't exactly happy with that physique. I don't think he's going to win it. I think he's going to be third, probably. Maybe second. Win it? I don't think so. It's going to be between Big Ramy and Brandon, actually. And it seems to be most likely that Brandon is going to, go for a repeat. Because he is the reigning champ. You need to knock the champ out to beat him. So I don't think Brandon is doing it, nor Phil. I don't think Phil is beating Brandon. I think Brandon is better. But I just feel like Big Ramy is very close to Brandon because of the leg size. Yeah, it's really hurting Brandon, and Big Ramy is definitely showcasing that weakness on Brandon's physique when he's posing next to him. Right now, you can't really see it, but they're going to move them around once again. They're going to get Hadi Chopin in as well, and they're going to switch places a lot. But the top 3 seems to be pretty secured as far as the pre-judging goes. I don't know what's going to happen, for the finals. Something may change, but it seems like that's going to be it. Now, this is the pose that Phil is really losing a lot of points. A lot of points in this pose, because take a look at this. Yeah, stomach, a mess. And then Ramy, when he flexes those abs, they're looking prominent. And those quads, abs and thighs. His thighs are looking extraordinary, insane. Brandon is just spot on. He's good, and he's better than last year, I believe. He's a little bit fuller and a bit more conditioned. Yeah, so he wasn't fooling around. It seems like he's beating the 7-time champ. Take a look at Phil's stomach here. He's letting it go. It's protruding too much. Come on, Phil. Learn how to control it. Why didn't you take the lesson from Sean Roden? Why not? How did you think? It's really important. It's really important today in today's bodybuilding that guys have controllable midsections. Not like this. This is not going to work for the judges. You're not going to win like this. No. Now compare Brandon and Phil. Like, take a look at the V-taper. And the stomach, you know, the waist, the small waist. And that's what makes a good V-taper. The lat pop as well. And the size of the arms. What Brandon doesn't have is the quad sweep, you know, the leg mass. But still, it looks amazing. Take a look at Big Ramy here. Wow. Like the frame of this guy, he's big. But I still have Brandon most likely winning it, and I do have actually Big Ramy beating Phil Heath this time around, and I have Phil Heath third. Yeah, I don't have him higher or lower than that. Not sure what's gonna happen. This is really hard to tell, guys. It's really hard to tell. It's very close, and the judges, the way they're moving these guys, it's hard to tell who's gonna be first, second, and third. But it's pretty clear who's gonna be in the top 3 call out. Here you can see Bonek there, and no, he's not really in the mix for the third spot. They're gonna actually replace him with Hadi and compare Hadi against the other 3 guys. And yeah, I don't think Hadi's gonna beat any of those 3 guys because Hadi, his calves are too small for the quads, the shoulders seem oilish, and the overall structure, the frame of his physique, the size of the arms, it's just not the prettiest structure ever. And I think that he doesn't have that round physique, you know. So I don't think he's gonna beat Bonek or, you know, crack the top 3 or anything like that. I actually have still a great result, especially for somebody who just flew to US a few days ago. I do have actually Hadi taking 5th spot this year. Guys, it's a stacked lineup. We have Phil and Big Ramy back and really on. So yeah, it seems like Hadi's not gonna, you know, move up a spot, and he's not gonna beat the other guys that he was able to beat, but he's not gonna lose against anybody who he was able to beat last year. Anyways, this was the last call out that we saw, and yeah, based on this, you can guess that Hadi's actually cracking the top 4, but I don't see it happen. I think Bonek was just better, but here you can see that this is the top 3. Yeah, they didn't change those 3 guys. It's gonna be between Phil, Brandon, and Ramy. And for the most part, actually, in the latest callouts, Big Ramy didn't move. They kept him in the middle. They switched Brandon with Phil, and they moved the other guys around, but actually Big Ramy stayed in the middle for the whole time. So it actually kind of seemed for a moment there that the Big Ramy was going to win it, that he was the best guy in that lineup. Now, I'm not so sure about that because of the back poses, and back is really important. Take a look at it right here. So you'll see the difference when you take a look at it, when you pay attention to the lower lats, the lower back. Yeah, I mean, Brandon and Phil are really good at it. I mean, Phil is the best in the back, but just strictly talking about the back. And also, he has bigger legs, much bigger legs than Brandon, so he's beating everybody here in those 2 poses. But it's only 2 poses. He's losing in all the other 6 poses. As far as Big Ramy, he's beating everybody in those 2 side poses, I think, and it's close between him and Brandon. But in the front poses, it's also very close between him and Brandon. But Brandon is missing a lot of mass in the quads, in the front part of the leg, and from the behind as well. But he can get away with that because he has good back, unlike Ramy. Here you can see the side pose, side tricep. Take a look at Big Ramy's legs and all the separation. Brandon doesn't have that. He does not, but his upper body looks good and his legs don't really look that small, so that's why I think it's very close between him and Ramy, but I still have Ramy winning it. And now the front poses, you can see the size difference. I mean, take a look at Ramy's legs, compare them to those of Brandon. Like, yeah, night and day difference. Night and day, and Phil is just horrible in this one. So it's going to be between, I believe, between Big Ramy and Brandon Curry for the win. Who might win it? I guess the finals are going to decide on that. Yeah, I don't think it's clear at this point. Anyways, we're going to see tomorrow. Guys, this is going to be the video about the prejudging. Whatever you think, who's going to win it. Did you like it? Did you enjoy this prejudging? I certainly have, very much so. Very exciting, Mr. Olympia. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more Mr. Olympia videos. There's a lot of content I'm going to post in the next coming days and weeks. So please, guys, subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. And that's it.